What do I see happening in Sunday's game? Where do I see the Chicago Bears doing the most damage? What do I see as the outcome of this game? First things first, I eat your brain. No, my bad. I was about to go in on that. Hold on now. No, I'm just playing. I do have I picked the Bears to win this. I'm going to stick with that prediction. I think that the 49ers come into this not saying that they're behind the 8-ball, but they come into this a little bit uneasy around that quarterback position. So I do have the Bears winning this game. I'm going to say 28-21. Never mind. Let me roll that back a little bit. Roll that back. Rewind. 21-24, Bears win. 24-21, Bears win. That's not crazy. There's 3 touchdowns and a field goal. Cairo Santos, shout out to you. I see the Bears coming away with a dub. I see it being a Montgomery-type game where you see Monty get 2 touchdowns. I think Justin Fields runs in a touchdown, but moves the ball well. I see him finishing the game with 240 yards. I think the Bears come away with 1 takeaway, and that will be the difference in the game. When I look at this game, right, I can't say that I think the 49ers are going to do this major drop back. I think the 49ers are going to struggle. I think this is just going to be an adjustment period for the Chicago Bears, and for the San Francisco 49ers, and it's the best time for the Bears to sneak out a win. Notice I say sneak out a win. I don't think midseason form the Bears can get a win versus 49ers team, but I think early on in the season, that's the best time to go after a team. Early on in the season, everybody's trying to figure it out. Everybody's trying to, situate themselves and understand what's going to happen with this team, how this team's going to work together, how this offense is going to work together, right? Kyle Shanahan doing legitimate play calling versus legitimate defensive play calling. So I don't see, I don't feel like this is a statement game for the Bears, but I do think it's something that could juice them up moving through the rest of this season, right? And I think that this is one of those games where the Bears can sneak out a win versus a team that's going through a little bit of flux versus a team that, I know it sounds crazy to say, is a little bit more settled in, at least with how comfortable they are with guys in certain positions. Remember, San Francisco at that quarterback position does not feel comfortable with Trey Lance. Now, maybe that's cap. Maybe that's just something that they're putting out there that's propaganda, whatever it is. But they don't feel comfortable, at least how it seems and how it looks, with Trey Lance in at that quarterback position. And even if they do throw Jimmy G in because things are getting bad, Jimmy G hasn't played. So what I do think is that the Bears come out here and their defense will be good enough to disrupt a couple of the things that the 49ers do. I'm not saying the 49ers come out here and have a clunker of a game. Again, I've got them getting 21 points. I think this is going to be a hard-fought battle back and forth. I do think Justin is downplaying a little bit kind of the what did he say? Like he doesn't care that the 49ers didn't select him, that teams above him don't select him, right? I think Justin doesn't take that stuff to the media. And I think Mooney's real quick to be like, hey, yo, Justin we know he got a grudge. You know what I mean? Like Mooney's real quick to pop off on that. Mooney understands all the people that went ahead of him. He understands all the teams that missed on him that are going to want him. He wants to take that big step. So I think there's a little bit of that in there as well. So I'm really excited about that, but I think that there is a little bit of that in Justin where he's like, nah, nothing happened. Then he got back and he's telling Mooney like, bro, why would you say that? Why would you tell them that? Like, I told you that in confidence. On the 49ers side, though, listen, I don't think there's some scrubs out there. I do see Nick Bosa finishing this game with a sack. I'll give him a sack and a half. I think listen, I can't say that this offensive line is going to be dominant. I think Braxton Jones will look better and continue to grow. But I think that, right, that's a heck of a matchup week 1 to be going up against. I think that those will come early, and I think there'll be some adjustments on the Bears side. I wouldn't expect a Bears first drive touchdown. I wouldn't expect a first drive out, Bears go down the field, score a touchdown real quick. I wouldn't personally expect it because I think that there's going to be that adjustment period of like, okay, hey, they're not running man-to-man. These aren't vanilla defenses anymore. These are serious defense. There's a lot of disguise in that San Francisco 49ers defense. There's a lot of disguise in what that Niners team does. And so I think that that's still going to take place. That's going to cause just a little bit of trouble on that first drive. And I think he gets sacked. I say once on that drive. Yeah, I mean, I say he gets sacked once, maybe gets sacked later on in the game in there. As far as offense, though, I mean, I see Trey Lance with a lot of passing yards, but they're like because you get passing yards for the pitch. I think Deebo Samuel is going to be a problem for the Bears. Deebo Samuel, I believe, had 174 yards in the Bears' last meeting with him, and I think that Trey Lance's mobility adds something to that, right? And we haven't seen this Bears team get pressure on, well, they've gotten pressure, but they haven't sacked the quarterback in preseason. I think that that's something that will be a lot harder for you to do if you're going up against a mobile guy like Trey Lance. You know they're going to want to get him out. You know they're going to get this pocket moving. We know that offensive line isn't nothing to scoff at. And when you have Trey Lance and Deebo Samuels both on the move, when you have Trey Lance and Deebo Samuel both on the move, that's hard to keep up with, right? So I think that the Bears are going to struggle a little bit with that combination of guys. I don't think Trey Lance will be able to pass the ball well versus the Chicago Bears. And I think that's something that you do have to take into account there. I don't think that he'll just be dotting up the Bears up and down the field like we saw last season. I like the addition of Kyle Fuller. Yeah, that was nice. I like the addition of Kendall Vildor. Good Lord. Kyler Gordon. Did y'all see me mess that up like 4 times? What was that? I like the addition of Kyler Gordon. I think the Bears legitimately have some deep ball help now as well. And I don't think we'll see a lot of deep ball passes. I think this is going to be the game of the running backs. There's going to be a ton of dink and dive. There's going to be a ton of running quarterbacks. There's going to be a ton of QB sneaks, QB rushes. And I think this is going to be game one. I do think the Bears come out of it at the end, but I think there's going to be a ton of moving back and forth up and down the field from both teams. Let me know how you guys feel, man. Let me know how you guys are feeling about the game. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love as always. Remember, we are going to be live Sunday through Wednesday at 7 p.m. So this will be the last day I'm live this week. But Thursday, tomorrow we will have content out. Friday we will have content out. Saturday we might do some content as well. Sunday, of course, we'll be we'll be reacting to the Bears game live again. So tune in with us on that. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. We got any questions in the chat? Did anybody drop anything? I don't know if anybody dropped any questions in the chat. Bruce Blue.